Good evening, everybody. Teams from two of the most beautiful cities in Europe, Rome and Seville, meeting here beside the river Danube in another stunning destination, Budapest. A clash of the team who've never lost a European final, Sevilla, and the manager who's never lost one, Jose Mourinho. Mourinho, who tonight bids to become, out on his own, the most decorated competition manager in history, with a sixth trophy. He'd be ahead of Giovanni Trapattoni. It's quite a scene here, crammed full, this Puskás Arena. Roma looking to win this competition for the very first time. They won the Conference League last season. Will Mourinho strike again? And Sevilla, the 6 times winners. Sevilla, who've got past Manchester United from being 2-0 down at Old Trafford after about 20 minutes, and Juventus as well in the semi-final. Fantastic support from both clubs, who've been enjoying the sights and sounds today. There's Jose Luis Mendilibar. Jose Mourinho's got plenty of respect for him. The Sevilla team, including 6 of the players who beat Inter Milan in the final 3 years ago, including the remarkable former Manchester City man Jesus Navas, a survivor of the team which beat Middlesbrough in the final 17 years ago. Left back Marcos Acuna is suspended, so Manchester United loanee Alex Telles plays tonight. Brian Hill preferred to another former Tottenham man, Eric Lamela, in the starting lineup. En-Nesyri is the top goal scorer, got to the World Cup semi-finals with Morocco, and an English team from the Premier League in charge tonight, led by Anthony Taylor. Gary Beswick and Adam Nunn, a big night for them as well. Navas, of course, captaining Sevilla. He's 37 now. He was 20 when he played in his first final in this competition. The big news for Roma is that top scorer Paulo Dybala, who's been out with an ankle injury, plays tonight. So too does Euros hero Leonardo Spinazzola, who's been past fit. A sprinkling of former Premier League players here: Rui Patricio, Chris Smalling, Nemanja Matic and Tammy Abraham, but no place for semi-final match winner Eduardo Bove, and the striker Andrea Bellotti, an Italian international, is left out. Big occasion, an intriguing clash, and alongside me is Steve McManaman.
Yeah, really looking forward to this evening. Big plus that Paulo Dybala's back in the Roma side, of course. They'll be a little bit more offensive, but many subplots, Ian. Sevilla 11th in the league, Roma 6th, but actually Sevilla in better form. So one has to give.
Both teams beaten at the weekend, but that hardly matters really in the context of their seasons, because it's all about tonight for both of them. Roma, of course, in their famous red and yellow, the Giallorossi, and Dybala getting an early touch. Few mind games from Jose Mourinho, maybe in the build-up, saying he was probably only going to be fit enough for a place on the bench. I don't think anybody was that fooled, least of all Sevilla, about all of that.
Yeah, of course, he's always trying to say something in press conferences, isn't he, to try and put people off the scent of his sides, but I think everybody guessed that he'd be back in the team tonight.
Shot of Jose Luis Mendilibar, the journeyman coach with his 12th club, who's turned Sevilla's season around. He's the 3rd man to be in charge this season. Sevilla were in relegation trouble a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he's done a wonderful job, absolutely wonderful job to take Sevilla up the side.
Pellegrini, the skipper, good player, Italian international, to take this early corner kick right in front of where all the Sevilla fans are gathered, right behind that goal. It's a sea of white at that end, masses of red and yellow at the other. Here comes Pellegrini's corner over the head of Abraham, who is waiting on the near post. And the clash as that shot was coming in between Ibanez, who's on the floor, and I think that's Goodell who's down.
Yeah, Goodell,
as well.
Yeah, they were really brave, the two of them. Ibanez, of course, attacks it. Goodell puts his head in. Yeah, it's just a collision. Just milliseconds after Goodell heads the ball away.
There will, of course, be a very full check with a big debate going on in the game about concussion and maybe the need for temporary concussion substitutes so that proper examination of the players can take place. They would not want to be without Nemanja Goodell, who's been nominated on the shortlist for the La Liga Team of the Year this season. He's been in that kind of form.
Yeah, you can see he wins the header. But Ibanez comes and just collides with him, as I said, milliseconds later. Accidental, of course. Both men are up, which is always good to see.
Yep, seems all right again. Goodell, who didn't play in the final 3 years ago, he came on as a substitute, but that was because he'd only recently rejoined the team after COVID. Their last final, Sevilla, was played in an empty stadium in Cologne in that very strange COVID year.
Yeah, both men rejoined the field.
Navas with the throw. Here's Ocampos, who's been rejuvenated by his move back to Sevilla. It didn't work out at all for him when he went to Ajax. Here's Goodell, seemingly okay again. Now Rakitic. Still going strong, Ivan Rakitic. Navas with an early cross in. That's a sign of the new Sevilla under Mendilibar. A bit more direct. Less square passing, looking to get the ball forward, more dynamism. Manchester United saw it all to their cost when Sevilla wiped them out 3-0. United were terrible that night.
Yeah, Oliver Torres goes down, barely a flick to the face, theatrical. Nemanja Matic just holds him off. Very experienced player. Well, yeah, they were excellent against Manchester United. I mean, Manchester United did help them out in no uncertain terms, but still, the atmosphere that evening, the performance was superb.
Flicked on. Abraham had made a run down the inside right channel. Not so many goals for him this season. He's had a more difficult second season in Italy after 27 goals in his first campaign after his move from Chelsea. Here's Cristante, part of Italy's triumphant European Championship squad. Navas, a right back these days, up to En-Nesyri. Spinazzola could be a big threat. Remember the Euros, how he looked like being the player of the whole tournament early on, and then got a horrible Achilles injury which kept him out for a long, long time. Since then, he's battled to get back to that sizzling form he showed at the Euros, but he's in tonight and will be looking to overlap and provide a threat down that left-hand side at every opportunity.
Yeah, it's a nice little battle between him and Jesus Navas. We've seen him get forward already, the Sevillan right back. Spinazzola has to be careful.
Here's Abraham. Cute little touch. Dybala was hoping that would just drop for him. Ocampos. Neatly done. Oliver Torres. Getting a lot more game time this season. Rakitic, he's been right back to form since Mendilibar has taken over. This is Bade. Because again, he was at Nottingham Forest earlier this season, then went to Rennes, and now been his loan to Sevilla, and a strange season ends with the European final. Fernando. Both of these teams have got this far on the back of their home form, so how will they play on neutral territory here? There's something looks to have been thrown down there, and Rakitic is going to go and have a word with Anthony Taylor about that. So we don't want that kind of thing. That is the end where all the Roma supporters are.
Yeah, there's been lots thrown on, unfortunately, at that end of the grounds, including a number of flares which men dressed as firemen, you can see them the other side of that barrier, have to run on and get them, so you don't want to see that to disrupt the game so early on.
Rakitic gets the ball in, and Abraham back doing his defensive job to help out. Roma put in a tremendous defensive performance in the second leg of the semi-final against Bayer Leverkusen to get through the Xabi Alonso's team out of it. You might see a bit more of them as an attacking threat tonight with Dybala in and Spinazzola fit too. Ryan Hill looking to make progress. Dybala to bring it away here. He's taken a knock, and remember, he's got an ankle injury. That's been the problem for him that's been keeping him out of the team lately.
Yeah, Goodell catches him. I mean, if anything, he runs over the ball, Dybala. He just loses control slightly. So he tries to get Ryan Gill off the ball, and he steps across it. Just gets a little kick on the ankle. Nothing too severe, to be very honest.
Goodell pleased, not guilty. Free kicks given, and on we go. Ibanez, Spinazzola. Roma down in 6th place in Serie A. They can't make the top 4, but they can get in the Champions League next season if they win tonight. So, of course, can Sevilla, who were in the Champions League earlier on in this campaign. It began with a 4-0 home defeat by Manchester City when they were in all the trouble that they were in, and it has ended with them in this competition again and in another final.
An incredible season, really. Sold a lot of their better players, certainly the 2 centre defenders, didn't replace them, were in awful trouble early on in the season. Well, here we are, doing what Sevilla do best, getting to finals of the Europa League.
A lot of talk about a karma surrounding them. That point was put to Jose Mourinho, and his answer was short and sweet, typical Mourinho answer: history isn't playing. And he's right, really.
Of course,
this is another night, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's Navas. Just occasionally you'll see some of his old twinkle-toed right wing play when he does get forward. Here's Ocampos, who's useful in the air. Ask Wolverhampton Wanderers about him. His header knocked them out in the quarter-finals back in 2020. Cristante. It's Celik, the Turkish international, playing in the right wing-back role for Roma tonight. Great atmosphere here in the Puskás Arena, named after one of the greatest players of all time, the Hungarian Ferenc Puskás, hero for Real Madrid and Honved and his country, for whom he won the Olympic Games and reached a World Cup final. Here's Dybala. Nice piece of play. Cut back, and Spinazzola with a wonderful chance. First big chance of the game, and it was comfortable height for Bono to beat it away. What an opportunity.
Great opportunity, and it all started with Spinazzola, his pass to Paulo Dybala. He does really, really well. And as it gets pulled back, Spinazzola from Celik catches it with his right foot, catches it well enough, puts a good height for Bono, makes a decent enough stop, a stop that he should make.
Goodell, not that accurate a ball, and Spinazzola's got it again here. Matic to play this ball long, bouncing around dangerously in there, and Sevilla at the moment, early on, just being tested a little back there.
Yeah, panic stations a bit, the Sevilla defence. They've started the game fair enough, actually. They've kept possession well. But little burst that Roma have showed over the last couple of minutes show how dangerous they can be.
Bardet forward, here's Fernando, another ex-Manchester City player in the ranks of Sevilla. He's 35. They're like a golden oldie, do Sevilla, but their golden oldies play pretty well for them. Rakitic, Fernando, Navas, Hill. Here's Alex Telles, filling in for the usual #1 choice at left back, Marcos Acuna of Argentina, who got himself sent off in the semi, so can't play here. To Bono, who hasn't been the #1 choice in the league this season, just like it's Marko Dimitrovic, but for the Europa games he gets the job. Away by Chris Smalling, who's had injury problems of late. There was a bit of a doubt whether he'd make this final, but he's here, taken quickly and shepherded into touch by the evergreen Nemanja Matic.
The chance again. Celik back. Just bounces up. Spinazzola does the right thing, just controls the shot. Look, he's almost saying, I would have scored that.
I was going to say, almost anywhere else would have given Bono a bigger problem, wouldn't it?
It just bobbled, so he had to keep his eye on it. He was concentrating on getting good contact, which he did.
In this series, a good battle between him and Chris Smalling. Roma have made the better start though here. Some people wondering whether it would be a sort of Mourinho mean machine type display from Roma tonight. The early signs are that it won't be.
I think the starting lineup suggested that he wants to be more offensive. Maybe if they get a lead, he might go back into that masterclass as you spoke in, Ian, but at this moment they've acquitted themselves well.
He knows his way around these European finals all the way back to 2003. This is kind of where he came in this competition when Porto beat Celtic. 5 finals, 5 wins for Mourinho. There is the question of whether he will stay at Roma should they win here, whether he might see that as the cue to say, well, I've done all I can do here, and you never know who might come in for him.
Yeah, that's a big possibility. To win a trophy last year, and if he wins another one, gets them into the Champions League. We know that Roma are not blessed with a lot of finances, so he may think that's enough, can't do any more.
Only his 5th big game in Europe as a coach, Mendilibar. The 226th for Jose Mourinho. Campos and Fernando. Telles. Roma will be sure to try to cut the supply line to end this series, who's a big threat in the air.
They do get into a nice shape though, Roma, don't they? Everybody behind the ball. That's 11 men there at Roma.
There's long ball towards Tellez. It's Mancini, I think, down on the far side there. So there'll be another stoppage in. There's Celik, isn't it, who's gone into the header there.
Yeah, whether he's just a little bit winded, I'm not entirely sure. Was there a head injury? A little bit of a one.
Just do a check on him, Zeki Celik, make sure everything's okay. But quite a bold start from Roma in this game, and a big chance as well. This is the first, of course, of the big European finals. This time next week, West Ham in their big game, their big night against Fiorentina. It's live on BT Sport 1 and Ultimate. 6:30 we're on the air with all the build-up and, of course, the whole match live. And the Champions League final comes up in 10 days' time on the 10th of June. Manchester City, can they win it for the first time against Inter? BT Sport 1 and Ultimate for everything you want to know on the day from the Champions League final. Nearly 2 decades since he swaggered into London to be the Chelsea manager, telling everyone he was the special one, and here he is, 60 years of age now, still contesting big trophies. Spark yet from Sevilla.
No. They've had the majority of possession, Sevilla, but you're right, Ian. Just gone side to side slightly just to calm the nerves, get a bit of confidence, get everybody get a touch of the ball.
Sevilla are unbeaten in their last 6 clashes with Italian clubs, and this series looking to flick that on, hoping that Rakitic's run might get a payoff. Just thinking what a strange season for Brian Hill, who got very few chances at Tottenham Hotspur. He's come on loan to Sevilla and he ends up in a European final. Bade won the header, he has to win it again as well. Tellez' long ball, Endesiri, and a clash with Mancini. Matic to Spinazzola, nice ball. Abraham waiting in the middle, Pellegrini, Dybala as well. Cross never arrives.
Yeah, he did well, Jesus Navas. Has to do more. Spinazzola. Shake his shoulders, just move his body just to get Jesus Navas moving as well.
Sevilla are way down in 11th place in La Liga. Beaten by a couple of late goals against Real Madrid on the weekend. Not that it matters much to them. They haven't finished in the bottom half in Spain since they were relegated in the year 2000. Just one title in their whole history, Sevilla, in La Liga, way back in 1946, and Roma have only won one in Italy in the last 40 years.
I mean, it's incredible, isn't it? I mean, Sevilla have got the opportunity that if results go the way, they could finish 7th. As Nemanja Matic gets a yellow card for his challenge on Campos. Jose can't believe it.
Comparatively early in the game, Anthony Taylor pulls out his first yellow of the night.
He had a good view of it, Ian, and he was adamant. It came out straight away. He'll just catch him with his elbow, but his eyes were on the ball all along, and he actually does win the header. So it may be unfortunate, actually, but he just leads with that left arm.
Was it just for elevation, though?
Well, yes, everything's for elevation, of course it is. His eyes were on the ball and he wins the header. He's a tall man in itself, Nemanja Matic, so he does use his arms to elevate. He's probably unfortunate there.
That's why Jose Mourinho was a bit upset about that, because he's got his main holding midfield player on a yellow as early as, well, just past the 20th minute mark. Rakitic to take this for Sevilla. Just as you'd expect from Jose Mourinho's side, Roma looking very well organised back there, as they were in Germany in the second leg of the semi-final. More clean sheets than anyone else in the competition. Again, unsurprising. Navas. Early ball in from Oliver Torres. His header back in again. Rakitic looked to take advantage. Torres once again. And then away by Brian Cristante. Pellegrini in towards Cristante. Sevilla hunting the ball down and getting a free kick. That's all it is, though.
Yeah, that's right. I understand the crowd are up for it, but it was a foul on Hill.
Referring to Eric Lamela, and indeed Suso, who's often quite bright. You might see him later on, former Liverpool player, come on for Sevilla, particularly if it remains pretty deadlocked or if they go behind in the game. Mancini with the header. Poor ball out of defence, picked up easily by Fernando. But he didn't do a lot with it, and then Pellegrini, heavy touch from him. Navas got a good early cross away, and so just too high for him, and then Torres sliding in with that slightly out of control effort.
Yeah, now Ibanez is down, holding his face again. And the Roma staff are surrounded the fourth official.
Now, Jose Mourinho, by the way, is on 5 yellow cards this season. He's going to be banned from the last league game against Spezia at the weekend. It's the first I've ever heard of that. 5 yellows for a manager.
Yeah, that was just accidental, wasn't it? That was. And the serie on Ibanez. It's just a follow through from that challenge with Chris Smalling, and he lands on the Roma defender.
Debate about nothing in the end, really, on the sidelines, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Truth. Flicked on by Cristante. Here's Navas. Towards En-Nesyri, you could see the idea, but couldn't pick up the run of Brian Hill. Sevilla not with that spark we saw from them when they played at home to Manchester United that night. Not yet, anyway. Tellez biting in with a challenge on Dybala. They're determined to keep him quiet, but he's got 16 goals this season after arriving as a free agent from Juventus. By Mancini up towards Dybala. Abraham couldn't direct it back into the path of Dybala, who made a hopeful run on his inside. Sevilla goal here. Rakitic scoring in the Champions League final back in 2015. And his 11 trophies for Barcelona. And he's won this competition in his first spell with Sevilla as well, 9 years ago. Now has to play that one in. Chris Smalling gets it away. Smalling, who's 33 now.
They're going to have to be a bit more cute, aren't they, Sevilla, if they're going to break this Roma defence down. They look very strong. They get men back whenever they lose the ball. They're getting a really good shape. So to just aimlessly throw balls into the box looks as if it's going to be easy for the Roma defence.
Neither side able to establish any real fluency.
No, technically Sevilla are better on the ball. Roma a little bit more direct.
Navas. It's a poor ball, easily picked up by Spinazzola. Here's Celik.
You see Roma there, Ian, not eager to throw men forward. Matic dropped, Cristante dropped.
It's cagey, isn't it?
Yeah. Slow with the ball, don't want to take any chances as of yet.
Mancini's angled ball is a good one to Leonardo Spinazzola. Doubtful whether he can last the whole 90. That might be true of Dybala as well, by the way, who was dispossessed there. Could be just a bit of rust for Dybala. He only played 15 minutes in total in the 2 legs of the semi-final.
What I would say is Pellegrini's made a couple of nice runs forward past Dybala and past Tammy Abraham. Just hasn't received the ball, but he does run forward, which is always a nice thing to see.
Who's almost a fixture in that 3-man defence. Beaten by Fiorentina, the team will play West Ham in their final next week. On the weekend, Cristante up towards Dybala, but Gudel keeping a careful watch on him. They'd love to get the ball to Dybala at his feet, where he can maybe just work a little bit of magic as away to the right out of your shot, because we don't want to give the oxygen of publicity to people who do that. Somebody's thrown a flare onto the pitch, hence the slight delay. Cancelling each other out at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah. Roma almost looking for a set piece of sorts to try and get something.
Might just take one moment. Torres with the clearance, trying to get Hill away. And they're getting all the Roma players surrounding the referee. Matic is making a point. Remember, he's already in the book.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have a look at the VAR as he clears the ball. He's just checking to see whether he catches Tammy Abraham first, as he's bending down to try and head it. Looks as if he clears the ball first. We'll have to have a look by the replay. There is a VAR. They are having a look at it.
Let's hand this over to Peter Walton, our resident refereeing expert. Peter?
Well, this is no penalty for me. You can clearly see the defender's caught the ball and pushed it away. Tammy Abrahams has put himself in harm's way there by kneeling down towards the ball. So I think this will be checked quite rightly by the VAR Stuart Atwell, but I don't think this will go to a penalty kick.
Yeah, no chances there. There's no chances of penalty.
And checks over as well, just as Peter was saying. Roma will argue the point long and hard, and Jose Mourinho will too, but there's nothing doing.
Yeah, I mean, the Roma bench has been out pestering the fourth official about 10 times already. You can see Goodell clears his lines, doesn't he? No problem with there. It's not a penalty at all. Might have took a knock to the head, Tammy Abraham, but it's not a penalty.
Well, it's as Peter Walton was saying, Abraham bends down, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Goodell is simply clearing the ball. Quite rightly, no penalty. Around the stadium from both sets of supporters on this sultry night in Hungary, beside the Danube. Cristante, Abraham, Pellegrini was in space for a moment, but the pass to him was delayed. It's just a hint of an opportunity there. Forward by Ibanez. Spinazzola off on another of those runs we saw so often at the European Championships from him. Here's the skipper, Pellegrini, blocked by Fernando, who's always high up on the stats for interceptions and tackles.
He's just done 3 there in the space of a minute. It's okay.
Rakitic didn't think it was, but here's Dybala with an opportunity, and there's the goal for Roma. Back from injury, gambled with tonight, clinical finish.
He's back, and he's back with a bang. Paulo Dybala. Roma win the ball back easily. Rakitic wants the foul, Sevilla wants the foul, all the bench, all the staff wants the foul. I didn't think so. And they're rightly punished. Rakitic lets the ball run across, just loses control. Punished, and he gives in. Ball to Dybala, doesn't hit it correctly, but it's probably the right way to hit it. If anything, it bobbles over Bono and into the back of the net off his left foot, his strongest side. Great first touch, into the ground. 1-0 Roma.
Great ball from Mancini to set that up, by the way, as well. 17th goal of the season, that, for Dybala. His 5th in this competition. Priceless for Roma. And look how unperturbed Jose Mourinho is by that. Talk about understated.
Well, there's chaos on the sidelines. Andy Taylor's going into the Sevilla bench to book somebody. Michael Oliver's having an awful time down there, getting berated off all and sundry. And rightly so. The behaviour's been terrible. You have to let the referee the game. He's got the help of VAR. Leave him well alone. It's not stopping Roma from leading in the Europa League final.
This might be a tough one to control for the English officials, led by Anthony Taylor, but definitely he's gone in there and delivered a yellow card to one of the coaching staff.
Yeah.
We'll get confirmation of who that might be.
Yeah, he also booked a member of the Roma bench as well, Ian.
Peter Walton, tough job for the officials here, yeah?
Yeah, it's a tough job, but what's happening here is there's a tactical element for it. Both benches are heaping pressures on the match officials, not necessarily for the decision they didn't get, it's for the next decision. And something Anthony and Mark Oliver, the fourth official, will be acutely aware of.
Yeah, threatening to boil over. There's quite a lot of gamesmanship as described there by Peter. It wouldn't be the first game we've seen it in, of course, or the first final. Rafa Mir, it was the substitute striker who picked up that yellow card, the Sevilla player.
Yeah, some of the behaviour of both sets of staff actually has been awful. You can't see it, thankfully, on camera, but we can. They have to calm down now.
A little bit of quality, though, really, which was, to be honest with you, a bit of an oasis of quality in this attritional first half. But that fell exactly where Dybala wanted it, on that left foot. He measured it perfectly, almost passed it into the corner.
Yeah, lovely ball by Mancini, lets it run across his body. One touch, goal.
By the way, not the first time Dybala scored in this stadium as well. He did it for Juventus against Ferencváros in 2020 in the Champions League. Palacios long ball, not that accurate, cut out by Gianluca Mancini, whose excellent ball set up the goal. In the Serie, something on that. Can Sevilla be sparked into life, because they barely existed yet as an attacking threat in this game?
Yeah, and Roma will be more than happy if in the series heading it from 20 yards out. It's not going to trouble a goalkeeper like Rui Patricio. They have to take stock, Sevilla. They have to relax and they have to get back in, start playing the ball around and come up with a bit of magic of their own.
Down goes Dybala. Free kick given.
I mean, it is ridiculous, the reaction of some of the players as well. Now, yes, it's a foul, no problem, by Rakitic.
But that's all it is, isn't it?
Yes.
But every decision is being turned into a bit of a histrionic debate.
Yeah, it's quite embarrassing, really, at times.
Even understanding how high the stakes are for both of these clubs, who, of course, won this European trophy. Roma looking to make it 2 in 2 years. The only thing they'd won before that in European competition was the old Fairs Cup, now defunct, against Birmingham City on aggregate in 1961. Pellegrini drifted towards the far post, where Ibanez was arriving and hoping, but never did get his head to it.
Yeah, I don't know whether Chris Smalling could have given him a shout, because he was coming in behind him. You see there, the 6. You wonder whether he's the one to head the ball, if anything. Ibanez gets in his way.
Chris Smalling has got 3 goals this season. Has been known to come up with the old telling header here and there from his Manchester United days. He's come a long way from Maidstone, hasn't he?
He's done exceptionally well, particularly in Italy. New lease of life for him. Been brilliant.
Wouldn't be the biggest surprise if Sevilla, if it carried on like this, introduced Suso and maybe Lamela as well sooner rather than later.
Yeah, very much so. Very one-dimensional and not hurting Roma at all, and now Roma have the lead. You see now everybody behind the ball. It's going to be really difficult to break down. That is Jose Mourinho's strategy at times. Are you good enough to break us down? And at the moment, we're 42 minutes in, the answer's been a huge no.
And they're all fancy themselves to shut Sevilla out, won't they? As they shut out Bayer Leverkusen in the semi-final, winning 1-0 at home. Bove, the youngster who got the goal, left out of the starting lineup tonight, and then the 0-0 draw in Germany, which saw them through. But they had carried marginally more threat, maybe significantly more threat before the goal.
Yeah, less possession, but you're right, Ian, more threat.
What can Sevilla do about it? The team who've never lost in 6 finals in this competition.
Looking at Sevilla, you don't know what their plan is at the moment, whether they go long to end the series, whether they go wide and get crosses in. But at the moment, nothing seems to be working, and they're low on confidence.
Hill, who can't really be a factor so far on that left-hand side. Now Alex Telles. Better gets across away. Campos was arriving. Sparks yet another huge debate. And I think the referee might be feeling like he would like to issue a few gags at the moment out there.
The Roma players and Mourinho wants the foul. But Campos comes across and Ibanez does well.
Maybe the set piece could be an answer for Sevilla. Swung in, Fernando! Got his head to it, couldn't keep it down.
He was free. He wrestles Nemanja Matic away. Here's the previous cross. Ibanez there. It's not a foul. The Campos goes for it. And you see wrestling, and he gets behind Matic. He bumps into somebody else and falls to the ground. It's a decent enough chance, actually, by Fernando.
But Dybala's been the difference so far. Tammy Abraham somehow emerged with the ball. Dybala again, another of those great runs from him. Lovely piece of play from Dybala. Pellegrini, chance to make it 2. Couldn't get his shot away. Goes down in the penalty area. And I wonder if he might get a booking here for simulation. Yeah, it's exactly what Anthony Taylor does.
Yeah, he's trying to control everything, Anthony Taylor. Pellegrini missed the chance, didn't he? Dybala and Tammy Abraham did really well on the far side of the pitch. Dybala pulls it back to Pellegrini, and he misses the chance to get a shot away. He was fizzed into him, and then as he runs into bodies, just throws himself onto the floor. So it might have been a bit of contact from Rakitic as he comes across. Oh no, it's not. It's a complete dive, and Anthony Taylor's right. Well done.
Yeah, he manufactured the contact,
of course he
didn't
did. Yes, he did.
Peter, referee's got that right, hasn't he?
Spot on, and Steve there was sucked in like most of us were, but Anthony Taylor was right on the case there. And quite rightly, the captain receives his yellow card for a simulation.
I don't know what he was complaining about, really. Afterwards, it was really a fair cop, wasn't it? Here's Abraham. With the header down. There's a lot of experience around this Roma side. And a couple of losing finals in their time. The famous 1984 European Cup final against Liverpool on their home ground. Bruce Grobbelaar's spaghetti legs and all that. Liverpool winning on penalties. And they lost against Inter in an all-Italian final in the UEFA Cup in 1991.
Shows you though, Ian, doesn't it? 7 minutes of injury time in the first half.
Campos trying to get the better of Ibanez. But Roma are going to be a hard team to peg back, having nosed in front.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Jose does at half-time and how fit and well Dybala is, and whether he keeps him on or whether he goes slightly more defensive.
They're probably figuring, as they did before the game, this is a massive match, and he doesn't have to play for Roma again until August.
Yeah,
doesn't have to play at the weekend, does he? In the final league game. So the instructions, I think, would have been: if you're ready or you feel okay, we're going to put you out there tonight in one of the biggest games in our history. See what you can do, how long you might last, and that, you'd have to say, has worked. Campos bouncing around dangerously there for a moment, just for a second. Roma looked a little befuddled. Campos again, another of those early crosses, but no white shirt anywhere near. He's going to have to change it, isn't he, Mendilibar?
Yeah, very much so. Here's the goal. Rakitic in there. Play on. Ball by Mancini into Dybala, lets it run across his body, takes it one touch with his left foot. Gets his body across Bardet so he can't do anything about him. Slides it into the net.
It was a good first touch, wasn't it, by Dybala? Exactly how to line himself up to get the shot away with the second touch. Campos, now Heel. And the door shuts and slams in the face of Sevilla. They will get a free kick, looking to take it quickly. Halfway through the stoppage time at the end of this first half. It's very attritional first half. So many verbals. Heel on a nice pocket of space there. For once, can't get his cross away.
Yeah, for some reason he came back onto his left foot. He had lots and lots of space to deliver it with his right.
Sevilla's aura of invincibility in this competition, in finals anyway, being threatened. His cross didn't go very far. It's picked up by Ivan Rakitic. Tellez. A lot of players who've played in the Premier League in the past taking part in this final. Tellez, of course, is one of them. He's on loan from Manchester United. The Roma fans were trying to keep the ball. Several in circulation, of course. Wide by Cristante, who has filled in defence a fair bit. Fernando. Roma fans want half-time. Torres with the ball in towards Ender-Siri over his head. Matic completes the clearance. Dybala picks that up, and they're not too fussy where they put it. Bit of game management going on here. Roma playing for half-time, keep their lead intact.
Yeah, Roma camped in their own half now, trying to get to half-time. That member of staff there of Jose's, Michael Oliver, going to tell him yet again to stay in his box.
Done by Campos. Now Torres. This looks a bit better. Rakitic can hit them, we know that, and he's hit the post. Great effort from Ivan Rakitic. Bounce back off the inside of the post and out.
Yeah, lovely hit with his weaker foot.
So close to an equaliser.
Let it roll across his body. Good play by Oliver Torres. Beautiful hit by Ivan Rakitic. This is the angle, look. Lovely straight and true with his left foot. Just unfortunate. Flies, cannons off that bottom of the post. Rui Patricio nowhere near. It was past them.
He was a tad lucky, wasn't he, Rui Patricio?
Yeah.
That didn't hit his back and bounce back in, as we've seen so often in the past. But that really the only threat from Sevilla, and in first half stoppage time as well. Here's Gudel. Are they going to be able to change it up in the second half? Hill. Just a bit of extra tempo about Sevilla here now. Always looked a bit more of a threat when they could get Navas forward a bit from that right back position. That's Pellegrini, the player booked for simulation, and rightly so. Long throw of Campos, last action nearly of this first half. Mancini, and Gudel's effort blocked by Dybala, who dived in front of it, and that will be half-time. Came to life a bit in the last few minutes of the half. Paulo Dybala risked tonight after his injury, delivering the vital strike that has Roma in front and threatens Sevilla's 100% record in these Europa finals. A booking for Lorenzo Pellegrini, the Roma captain, as well as Nemanja Matic in that first half. The Roma might take some pegging back. Sevilla have a big rethink to do. Sevilla 0, Roma 1 at half-time here in Budapest. Confirmation of those two Sevilla changes, just as we thought. Eric Lamela and Suso, two players who got the goals to rescue it against Juventus in the semi-final, are on here. Off go Oliver Torres and Brian Hill. Lamela playing against his old club. It was at Roma that he made his name, and his form with Roma persuaded Tottenham Hotspur to part with a fair bit of money to sign him. He's going to play on the left-hand side by the look of it, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, like for like really, Ian, but they're just looking for some spark, aren't they, Sevilla? They need to liven up. They want something to grasp hold of, someone to produce a bit of magic so they can go forward. So we'll wait and see.
Here's Dybala, star of the show so far. Gudel to cut it out, and here's Lamela. Good carrier of the ball, feeding Suso. Can he be a catalyst? Plenty of grounds for him to move into. In a moment when the series stays on, Navas gets an early ball in, but Ibanez gets away. Roma haven't really properly cleared that. Suso again. Sevilla have to do something that no team playing a Jose Mourinho side in a final have done since, believe it or not, 2003, when Henrik Larsson scored for Celtic against Porto.
I mean, that is an incredible stat, isn't it?
And my thanks go to our statsman Dave Ray for digging that one out. It's incredible, that's 20 years,
yeah, 20 years, yeah.
Not that they've been in a final
four more
every
finals.
year since then.
Still, to keep 4 clean sheets in the subsequent finals, it's fantastic, isn't it? Especially if you're a Roma fan now and you're 1-0 up, you're hanging on to that stat.
Anthony Taylor, English referee, looks as if he's just about had enough of the back chat, and he's reading the riot act to a couple of players. We'll keep an eye on all of that. Plenty going on out there, and here's Dybala again. Cristante. There's another set up for goal. Mancini. It was a good ball by him, but he's a little out of position here now as Suso picks this up. It's just being held back.
It's a yellow card for Mancini. He felt he was fouled in his frustration. Fouls himself.
Can't complain, knew what he was doing, didn't he?
Yeah.
Stop the attack developing, and I think every defender knows what the price is for that. Here's Gudel for Sevilla. themselves in trouble before in this competition, but managed to come back notably, went 2 down against Manchester United. They scored the next 5 goals in the tie on that occasion, and also Juventus in the semi-final.
And change of share from Mancini.
I think it had just been ripped, hadn't it? I don't think there was any blood or anything.
No, it was a ripped shirt, yeah.
No relation, by the way, to Roberto Mancini, in case you were wondering. Goodell to play it forward. And Chris Smalling. 4 years now he's been in Rome. Has Sevilla got something different to offer with their new players out there? Here's Rakitic, who hit the post at the end of the first half with a great effort. Telles digs out a pretty good looking cross, bouncing around dangerously in there. And just away from Ocampos.
And just holding the play, Anthony Taylor. I think they're just going to look at that challenge, whether it comes off any arm as Ocampos goes in. Ocampos is clearly saying it was, but checks over
very quickly. Fernando's won this competition twice with Porto back in 2011, and then with Sevilla themselves in 2020. Here's Telles now. Deflected ball in. Campos looking for a spectacular finish.
Speculative. He was actually there, he just missed times it. Plenty of time, wasn't it, to get his foot on the ball. Nobody closing it down, just gets it wrong.
Campos has scored in this stadium in the Super Cup final 3 years ago against Bayern Munich. Sevilla lost that. Competition between the winners of this, the Europa Cup, and the winners of the Champions League. Nade. There's Fernando. Play with a little more tempo in their game here. Sevilla. Rakitic. Now Lamela. Telles.
Yeah, disappointing effort, but still it's better from Sevilla. A bit more pace, better tempo. People want to drive forward. Nice ball by Lamela. Shot not so good, but still trying to get the Sevilla fans behind the Roma goal onside.
Abraham. Can't overstate really the importance of Roma having Dybala fit for this game. It gives them a totally different dimension. And good ball, Goodell, all the way out towards Ocampos. Only lost 2 of 15 matches since he took over, Jose Luis Mendilibar. But he's never beaten Jose Mourinho. They go back quite a long way. Clashes between Osasuna and Real Madrid. And all Mendilibar's got out of those is 1 draw, 3 defeats.
They're doing better in the second half, Sevilla. And Roma are quite happy, quite suited just to defending their penalty area. They've got an opportunity to get some quality into the box. Trip on the Campos.
So maybe the strategic lines are drawn for the second half. Suso's going to take this. It's a long way. He's defending good, and Dybala to get it away. Suso playing for Liverpool in the Brendan Rodgers era. He did actually score for them in a League Cup tie against Middlesbrough. Long time ago, though. Been at Milan since then, and Sevilla. Been much involved since he came on. Miller with the layoff. Rakitic wide to Jesus Navas. Early ball in, an opportunity and a goal. Sevilla are level. The pressure pays. It's 1-1. Campos celebrates with the Sevilla fans behind that goal. They have gone absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that again. I thought it was an own goal. But it's far too easy for Sevilla in the second half to get quality into the penalty area. And that was a lovely ball by Jesus Navas.
Yeah,
sorry, Ian.
I was going to say, once they start to get Navas forward into his old right wing position, things start to happen usually for them.
I think it's Mancini, and I think it comes off the top. Look there, Mancini, yes. Then Nasiri celebrates, or Campos celebrates, but it's an own goal.
It was hard to see who got the last touch, but it was Mancini, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Off his knee, I think. Not the first time that Sevilla have profited from an own goal. Remember, they got 2 against Manchester United at Old Trafford that night, and they pulled it back to 2-2, and Sevilla are at it again in a Europa final.
Yeah, much better, much livelier. And Dybala's got the reaction he wanted off his team. And the substitutions being a little bit forceful, running forward with the ball. So Suso now wants to run forward. That's better, just breaking the line slightly.
Well, even in the few minutes we've seen of Suso, it's a bit of a mystery how he wasn't in the starting lineup, isn't it? Difference. Navas is getting forward more. Well, Roma just sitting on the lead a little. Yep, maybe 2.
Yeah, I think they were, yeah. I think they were. And now what are they going to do, Roma? Because if anything, Sevilla are in the ascendancy.
So that record we were talking about is broken, the Henrik Larsson one. Wasn't an opposition player that did it, though. Pellegrini let it run. He has to watch his step a little in the second half, booked in the first. Well, he must be starting to think this European lark's quite easy. Delibar. Rakitic. This is quite a big test of Roma now. You saw Jose Mourinho, once that ball hit the back of the net, just trying to cool and calm everything down for his team and get them to just refocus. But the game feels different, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Having lost that momentum they had earlier, Roma, can they get that back again?
Yeah. Rakitic to swing the ball in. Not deep enough. Comes out to Navas.
Matic's cushion header is good. Lamela to play this one in. And this series was waiting, haven't quite reached him. Can't get out at the moment, Roma. Fernando round the corner, and they'll let that run out of play. Rakitic came up with an interesting quote ahead of this game. He says, when we say nobody loves this competition like us, it's not something that some bright spark in the office said, it's because we really think that way. We really do believe that nobody loves the Europa League quite like us. Said that it didn't stop West Ham knocking them out last year.
No.
Picked up by Cristante. There's Pellegrini. He's been kept quite quiet so far. Matic down, and it's going to be a free kick. And still the back chat goes on. They want to referee the game as well. The players are trying to tell Anthony Taylor that he should be issuing a yellow card here. He's not remotely interested.
No, he should be. Yes, it was a foul, and that's all. Just a slightly late, stands on his toe. Fine, it's a foul, no problem. Foul in a good area for Roma.
So Dybala, the range is about 30 yards here. Have to be something pretty special. Pellegrini hovering as well.
Yeah, he's the one who's addressed the ball, Ian, hasn't he? So you'd think it'd be him. See the way he's lined up, Pellegrini's right foot, and he wants to try and get that dip on it.
Just the sniff of something for Roma. It is Pellegrini. It's right into the wall. Dybala can pick it up again. That's a good ball. Smalling's in there.
Didn't get the power on it, Ian. Whether he jumps a little early.
Navas. Towards Nisiri, who did score in the quarter-final. 2 goals against Manchester United and the semi as well. So what they've done with this, of course, having lost Diego Carlos and Jules Koundé, their steady defensive pair. Diego Carlos went to Aston Villa, has had a terrible injury-ridden season there, and Koundé has won the title in Spain with Barcelona.
As the Chris Smalling had he goes up a little bit early, and in the end, he's on the way down. Just takes the power off it.
Extra spring in the step of Sevilla now. And it's their fans who are in the fuller voice just at the moment. Teles. A lot of big match players out on that pitch. of experience. Now the veterans, some of them. Spinazzola, I've seen a lot of him really. And those runs down the left-hand side. They do have the option of Nikola Zalewski to come in there, the young Polish player who's filled in pretty well when Spinazzola's not been available. Dynamics up towards the end of this series. Not got much change out of the Roma defenders so far. The top scorer. Lamela. An inaccurate ball possession, rather given away by Sevilla there.
Yeah, Dybala's just limping, as you can clearly see now.
How much longer will he be able to play? Having been a doubt beforehand with the old ankle. He's just taken another knock on it there by the look of things. Down goes Celik. And again the debating club starts. It's been a festival of gamesmanship at times, this final.
Yeah, Rakitic has got a yellow card. There's Cristante, I think he got a yellow card as well. He wants the ball to be put out, Roma, because Tammy Abraham got a knock on the head, and then as soon as they run it back, everybody jumped back into it.
Yeah, Rakitic and Cristante into the book. I wonder whether we're at Cristante for just too much dissent.
Yeah, Anthony Taylor's gone over to the bench and booked yet another person from Roma's staff. They have been atrocious on the sidelines, Ian. I must admit, they have been awful.
It's not been
It's
great
been
spectacle
terrible
in that regard, has it?
Been awful. It's a yellow card and they got a booking for it, fine.
And that prompted 5 Roma players to sprint over to the referee. I mean, this is something really, isn't it, that the game's governing bodies have got to start to get a bit of a handle on, because it's an unedifying look to a showpiece occasion.
Yeah, thankfully the general public can't see it. But Michael Oliver, he needs 2 medals at the end of this game for standing down there in between those technical areas.
Pellegrini to play a deep ball in, bouncing around Abraham's effort, bouncing around on the line, and Ibanez with a chance right in front of goal. Fluffs his lines horribly. How did that stay out?
A lovely ball in. VAR would have looked at it, would have been tight anyway. But as it falls to Tammy Abraham, Bono makes a decent save, then it's a melee and it falls to Ibanez. See, it falls, Tammy Abraham evades Smalling, evades Cristante, and as it falls to Ibanez, it just can't get anything on it. But he makes a really good save, actually, Bono, there from Tammy Abraham.
I think when he looks back at that, Tammy Abraham will think, maybe I should have buried that. Ibanez won the initial header that set up the crisis. As you say, they might have looked at that. Gini Wijnaldum, the former Liverpool player, to take the place of Paulo Dybala, but he's done his bit. He's lasted 3/4 of the game, and he's delivered a goal for his side, the Argentine international. Limited games this season for Wijnaldum because of a broken leg earlier on in the campaign. I think all supporters of Liverpool will know the kind of quality he's capable of at his best.
Yeah, he's brilliant for Liverpool. Principally scored those 2 goals in that great Barcelona comeback win at Anfield, so he'll be fondly remembered.
Didn't quite work out for him, did it, at Paris Saint-Germain?
like a lot of players, it doesn't work out for them at Paris Saint-Germain.
I think it's 95th European game. Wijnaldum is Navas. Now Campos. Suso. Lamela trying to latch onto that. We're only looking for a fast break. Abraham thought he was fouled as he tried to break in behind.
The funny thing was, the ball over the top was onto Tammy Abraham. He went short.
Suso looking to bend it. And the back header from Campos, who now conducts the Sevilla orchestra behind that goal, as is his wont.
You see, Pellegrini looks up there after it bounced off his chest, and Abraham span and went. He played it short.
Just over 20 minutes remaining for either of these two sides to find a winner. Mendilibar would be the oldest coach ever to win the Europa League in its present form, should Sevilla prevail today. Here's Matic. Abraham losing his balance at a key time. And at the other end, Suso to Lamela. Fernando. The red shirt's back behind the ball. Navas, whose cross caused all the confusion which led to the own goal. Rakitic again. Neat build-up from Sevilla. Where can they take it? Campos. Suso. Navas. It's a good ball in there, passing around dangerously, starting to play quite well here, and then Tellez' effort is deflected behind off Celik for a corner.
Yeah, it was a really nice ball again by Jesus Navas. Gets the defenders moving towards their own goalkeeper and having to come back onto the onrushing Sevilla players, causing them problems.
Suso with the in-swinging ball. That's definitely going to be a free kick.
Yeah, he's certainly made an impact, hasn't he, Suso, since he's come on. Always wants to chop inside onto that left foot.
27 Serie A goals during his time in Italy. Maybe for Rui Patricio, former Wolves goalkeeper. Suso, it's a deep ball bouncing around. Oh, he's hitting that. Drop to him. Flags up anyway, so Sevilla will have the free kick.
Well, just goes a bit early at the far post. Campos.
Just hit a Campos on the back, didn't it? Cristante, hoping maybe Tammy Abraham can make something of that. Just pulled up a little bit gingerly there, Abraham. I wonder whether he's got a problem. We'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, Belotti's ready to come on anyway, so it might be for Tammy Abraham.
It wasn't going to be him. I suspect it was. Rethink there. Tellez, but Lamela was blocked off.
Yellow card for Celik. Nice give and go between Lamela and Tellez.
Fifth yellow card, that for Roma. Matic, Pellegrini, Cristante, Mancini, Celik.
And a couple for the bench.
Yeah.
Not bad, actually.
And counting.
And counting, definitely. You see there, clear. Beats Celik, she pulls it back. There's Tammy Abraham coming off for Belotti.
Belotti has got 44 caps for Italy. 3 goals in this competition this season, but a little embarrassingly for him, none in Serie A all season. Rakitic, Campos, Suso, who's made a big difference to Sevilla in the second half. Shoulder, looks to cut inside. Matic knew he was going to do that, but he did it anyway. And Campos has emerged with the ball here, goes down, and the referee's given the penalty. Roma, of course, complain, but here's a chance for Sevilla.
He was right in front of Anthony Taylor, that's what you would say. They had a couple of nibbles out of Campos. Let's have a look here. Gets away from Ibanez, that's okay. It brings him down if there. It's just whether there's contact. He's rash, Ibanez, frustrated. It's not that much, is there? There's not that much contact. That's okay. That's okay. It's that one there. He's going to have a look at the monitor.
Well, he's been told to look at the monitor. We often know what the outcome of that. Stuart Atwell is the VAR involved. Let's call him Peter Walton. What do you think, Peter?
Yeah, it's a classic one here that is there enough contact from making the player go down? Anthony Taylor thought it was originally on the on-field decisions we've given there, but he's having a little look now just to make sure that there's enough contact there to bring that player down. And for me, I think this is not a penalty kick.
And that's the decision that's been taken, just as you called it, Peter. Roma are off the hook, and Sevilla, who thought they had a penalty kick, are very, very disappointed not to get one. But looking at that again, I think that's right, isn't it?
Yeah. I think when you slow it down, he steps across Ibanez, gets a little tiny touch of the ball, and Campos goes flying. So actually, the right decision's being made.
There is definitely contact, isn't there? And the officials have obviously taken the view that there wasn't enough to warrant Campos going down in the way that he did.
The way he did, yeah.
That is a debatable call, isn't it? But hey, look, this game's full of a million debates.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's chaos still going on the touchline.
That's nothing new. That's gone on really from minute 1 in the game, isn't it? Almost like an orchestrated campaign, if we're honest about it. No easy game to handle for Anthony Taylor, who has refereed here before when Sevilla were in that Super Cup game with Bayern a few seasons back. I think that was probably a bit of a gentler occasion than this one. Lamela. Sevilla have had the better this second half, though they were reliant on their goalkeeper to make a smart save from Abraham, and then a miss from Ibanez. Is Suso. carried out in the end. And Cristante. Long by Mancini. Barre winning the header. Trying to get Eric Lamela away. Mancini doing his best to make sure Lamela doesn't do that. Remember, he has got a yellow card, but I think it's nothing too untoward there, really.
No, that's fine.
Feisty, ferociously contested match. Not a pretty one by any stretch of the imagination.
Not a pretty one at all. Not a lot of quality. I don't know whether it's just players playing safe, don't want to make mistakes, or the heat of the day just zapped their energy slightly, but it hasn't been a game full of quality moments, has it? Not at all.
Well, there will be a European trophy, and a big one handed out at the end of the night here.
In the Champions League spot.
Yeah, so the stakes massive, no matter what the game is. Now then, Ocampos in the Surrey waiting in the middle. Can they get the right cross for him now? Chris Smalling gets it away. Hasn't been properly cleared though. Now Suso. Another Navas cross, a few of those. Smalling with his knee, Rakitic back in there. And the Surrey just told to get up by Anthony Taylor. Here's Belotti on the chase.
So that's not a bad ball by Roma. At least it gets them right up the field. Gives them a tiny bit of respite. He's a willing runner, Belotti.
Very prolific in his Torino days, wasn't he? Hence all those Italian caps. Early ball in, bouncing around dangerously, claiming a penalty there. Roma will get a free kick here.
They're going to have a look at it, we know that.
Claiming a handball. Let's have a look whether there was one here.
Oh, it does hit his arm. And it shouldn't be a penalty, but nowadays, who knows? This is a foul by Rakitic, who's already been booked. So you can see why the histrionics has carried on.
Checks over on the
it is, rightly so.
Incident. Didn't look like one.
Rightly so, Ian.
Agree with that call, Peter?
So the criteria, of course, is the arm in a natural position, and that's the only criteria the VAR is looking at. And for me, and for the referee there, the defender had his arm in a natural position for that phase of play, and therefore doesn't make himself bigger. Not a penalty kick.
Well, that's about the third or fourth yellow given to the coaching staff for all the backchat that's gone on. Not in an unnatural position. He hasn't made himself bigger as he can do.
No. We're paranoid now about everything that hits somebody's arm. It's a penalty because it's in the penalty area. It's not. Sooner we clarify the rules at the end of the season, tell everybody, but no, it's in a natural position. Yes, it hits his arm, but it's not a penalty.
You can't blame the players though, because it is confusing. They are going to shout for them, aren't they?
Well, they've changed the rules, what, twice, 3 times this year already?
Lorenzo Pellegrini hovering over the ball. Takes it quickly. Belotti, can he finish here? Oh, not quite. Roma think they should have a corner. They think Bono got something on this. It's a great routine.
Oh no. Slices off the outside of his left foot. Slices it away. What a chance. This is the perfect angle. Off his toe, off the outside of his left foot. always slicing away. Does hit the goalkeeper's finger, but I think it would have missed anyway.
Roma
Should have been a corner.
Should have been a corner, yeah. Definitely touched the fingertip. Here's Cristante. Now Mancini for Roma. They've argued every single decision,
Everyone.
all night.
We haven't finished yet.
That's it. The referee will have to stop the play, of course. Sevilla in possession. They can't do it that quickly. Don't forget, this time next week, Wednesday night, Fiorentina against West Ham in the Conference League final. Big night for West Ham from 6:30 with that. And the Champions League final comes up Saturday the 10th of June. Manchester City playing Inter Milan in Istanbul. We'll bring you all the build-up and, of course, the whole game live. It's only on BT Sport 1 and Ultimate. Is plenty to say to one of his teammates, Tellez. Wanted to make a run down that side. It's given away by Roma here to Lamela. Suso from a long way deflects off Ibanez behind for a corner kick. Could have ended up anywhere, that.
Yeah, he made the mistake, Ibanez, so had to get back into his position. Throws his head at this Suso shot. I don't think it would have troubled Rui Patricio. I don't think it was even on target.
Didn't know that though, did he?
No.
Ibanez was sure he went for the header just to make sure. Here comes that corner. Smalling gets it away. Roma couldn't hold on to their half-time lead. Sevilla have improved significantly in the second half. Now has to get the cross in Nassiri. He's been kept pretty quiet so far. 18 goals this season. There's Campos. It's a link up between him and Navas down this right-hand side in the second half of the game. Campos again. Sevilla attacking the end where all their fans, amassed ranks of them, each club were given 15,000. I think both sets of supporters got hold of a few more than that. This arena on the night holds around 61,000. We head for extra time. Easily cleared, and then Tellez, he probably had a bit more time than he realised there. Hacks it away, moving a little uneasily. Belotti with that wonderful chance from the superb free kick routine. Couldn't quite make it count. That was his chance to break the headlines, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, to get potentially the winner.
Inside the last 3 minutes of the 90, there will be a fair bit to add on, I would imagine. Chance here of Roma coming up with something. Pellegrini. Celik with an inaccurate ball, easily cleared by Sevilla. Look, Bade. Alex Tellers up to Suso. Ocampos. Looks to make a run. Came off him last. I think it's going to be a goal kick, isn't it? Yeah. In the end, Ocampos is foiled.
Yeah, Pellegrini did well. Spinazzola did well. I don't know whether he would have been offside anyway if he would have looked at it. He does well in the end. Spinazzola knocking on to Ocampos.
Of the action rather like that, with possession almost having to be quarried at times. And it's some ugly skirmishes in the middle of the pitch. 6 minutes of added time.
7 at half time, another 6 now. Players will start to feel it going into extra time.
They've got a fair bit more to play by the looks of things, the way this is shaping. Big chances have been at a premium, in truth. Playing his 48th game of the season already. It's not bad for a 37-year-old, that is it?
He's played well as well. He's played really well. Very solid.
Suso got to measure it. En-Nesyri.
It's a chance.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, Chris Smalling gets across him, but it was a chance from En-Nesyri. He hasn't done much. He's been closely marshalled, but nice play yet again down that right-hand side. Cross in. That's a chance, that Ian. En-Nesyri's up. It's a good head on it. Gets under it slightly.
Opportunity for the man whose goal knocked Portugal out of the World Cup as Morocco shocked the world going to the semi-finals. The Sevilla goalkeeper Bono was playing on that run as well. Looks like this one's going the distance though, doesn't it?
But before the game, I thought we all thought it was going to be tight between the two teams, and that's what it's been. Roma edged the first half. Sevilla definitely the second half, being the dominant side.
Suso to Lamela. That would have been quite the same impression. He did get the extra time winner against Juventus in the semi-final. Ivan Rakitic. We always say the same thing about now. Is there one last chance left in the game for somebody? One just now for Sevilla, for En-Nesyri. Flag goes up, it'll be Roma's ball. Gritty, elusive final, this one. That trophy, the heaviest of all the European trophies, I'm told, is still up for grabs. The Europa League, previously the UEFA Cup, which is kind of like a sequel. Spinazzola has not really been able to shine.
No, he hasn't.
He tried to flick it on. Got a good flick on that to Lamela. Here's Eric Lamela. And the free kick goes Roma's way. Spinazzola's attempted late run down the left. That's blocked as well. Lamela again with a poor touch and that allowed Smalling in. Quite a promising situation as well.
Yeah, it was.
This is very late now. Telles.
They're not throwing many men forward in Sevilla, only in this area, in the penalty area. Now they can get bodies in the box.
Suso. Gonna let it fly. Took a bit of holding, it wasn't held. Endesiri to pick it up again. Can they win it late on here? The effort's blocked. Fernando! Oh, some heart-stopping moments for Roma there.
Yeah, he just pulls his shot, Fernando. They work it well. Suso again wants to chop onto his left foot, which he does. Rui Patricio just parries it. Endesiri does well, gets it back. Just can't get out the feet to get the shot away. Finally falls to Fernando. Just drags it. Always going wide.
Hasn't scored this season and still hasn't, Fernando. It's not really his game. Breaking up the play in midfield, in truth.
It could have been, couldn't it? He would have got a shot on target at least.
It will be extra time. It's been a very tough, feisty, argumentative tussle between these two, and after 90 minutes, all square at 1-1. Thanks very much indeed. Yeah, Nikola Zalewski, as Don was telling you, is coming on, born in Italy but plays for Poland international football. He's a product of Roma and has been playing pretty well for the most part this season, when often deputising for Spinazzola. Celik is the player who's gone off for Roma. Remember, you get an extra substitution allowed because there's extra time, so they've only used a couple each. Well, 3 now for Roma. So plenty left, up to 6 in fact. Up towards Wijnaldum. Here's Spinazzola. Deflection on the cross, but what he was hoping to get there on the back post. Ocampos. Suso. Sevilla, by the way, have only ever lost 1 penalty shootout in 6 competitions in their European history. Roma have only won 1 of 4, if it comes to that. But we're still a little away from that. You made a good point there while they were chatting in the studio. Of course, they've taken off Dybala, who's 100% from the spot this season. They've taken off Tammy Abraham, who probably would have taken one as well.
Yeah, no doubt Jose and his staff have been through all the penalty takers, leave nothing to chance, but you're right, you want Dybala and you want Abraham.
Bade. Well, these two sides find a moment of quality, similar to the Dybala goal earlier on, to settle this without recourse to the shootout. Seen quite a few of those lately, haven't we? A couple in the playoffs. They all went to extra time, yeah. Amazing finish with that Sheffield Wednesday game, a heartbreaker for Barnsley.
Even the conference went to extra time, didn't it?
Yeah.
Penalties.
There's Tellez. You can see he's struggling a little bit. I would think a few of the players are at this point.
It looks like certainly Rekic's coming on for Sevilla. Whether that is for Alex Tellez.
I think you could see by the grimace on his face how hard it was for him to run. The muscles were tightening up. Cramp.
There's a couple, isn't he? Yeah.
Give us an insight. How tough is extra time for a player? You're kind of programmed to do 90, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, it all depends on how fit you are, but of course it is a really warm night, isn't it? It's been a very warm day. It's a warm night. It's a very stuffy atmosphere. We've already played with 103 minutes before extra time, so it will affect more people than others. That's why you've got a huge bench nowadays. The fact that you've got an additional substitution will help. But normally players are a little bit more safe, aren't they, in extra time? Don't want to take any chances. Certainly don't want to make any mistakes. And that's why we see so many that's why we see so many games going to penalties in the end.
Rekic, another former Manchester City man, is going to come on. It's him on the left there, and the man whose penalty decided the World Cup shootout, Gonzalo Montiel, is going to come on as well. Whatever else happens in his career, there's a moment to really treasure.
Yeah, and he's coming on for Jesus Navas, actually. You would suggest that he's one of the fittest ones, but certainly he's had a very good game. He is 37, I think you said earlier, didn't you? So you can see why. But he can hold his head up high. He's had a really good game tonight. Jesus Navas, for himself proud, Sevilla proud.
It's incredible, isn't it, that he won this competition 17 years ago up against Middlesbrough. Keshka Mendieta, who's with us tonight, all a part of that Middlesbrough team. By the way, Gareth Southgate was in it as well. Mark Schwarzer in goal. Oh, lovely touch, wasn't it, by Pellegrini. Wijnaldum to spread it wide. It's a good move here so far. Zalewski has just come on, and with big ideas as well. Sevilla get the block in.
It was a really nice move by Roma.
Zalewski again being deployed on that right-hand side where Celik was playing. Spinazzola stays on the other side. That's Jose Mourinho's idea. Looks like a corner. Yep.
Yeah, good run forward. For Cristante, Rakitic as well. It is a corner. Opportunity to get the big men forward from Roma. Not had too many corners in this game. But this is the first, isn't it?
Pellegrini to take it. And well defended. Thinking Nemanja Matic there, lost in the final with Benfica against Chelsea. Chris Smalling, it's Montiel's first involvement. First day in play for Lucas Ocampos. Rakitic to bring it forward here. Lamela. Tellez inside. Now Fernando. The Roma fans booing every Sevilla touch as they attack the end where the Roma supporters are gathered. This three-tiered stadium, steep banks. State-of-the-art stadium. Staged 4 games in the European Championships. And a thunderous atmosphere at most of them as well. Suso to play an early ball in. Chris Smalling got it away. This is Rekic. Goodell. Rekic. On the way through. Caught by Spinazzola. Not that accurately though. Jose Luis Mendilibar started in March after Sevilla had fired Julen Lopetegui, who went on to do a great job with Wolverhampton Wanderers this season, and Jorge Sampaoli. Lopetegui was fired after a 4-1 home defeat by Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. Sevilla were third in the group. Didn't perform that well, but of course that dropped them into the competition they love.
Yeah. They did start La Liga really, really poorly. And they didn't get any help, the team. They lost really important players for a lot of money and they didn't reinvest. This manager's done a fantastic job since he's come in March. Look where they are now.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk that Monchi, the famous sporting director, had lost his mojo in the transfer market, and of course he had a spell, didn't he, doing the same job with Roma a few years back.
Yeah, and equally he wasn't great there. He has been in the past, as we know.
Here's Fernando, 35, but he's still going strong on freshish looking legs. Here's Eric Lamela, Karim Rekic. To use the old cliche, defences have been on top.
Yeah.
Off goes Suso again. Good run from him. Really bounced back into his path, but Matic goes down and it'll be a Roma free kick.
Yeah, he's looked sharp, and Suso again bouncing onto his left foot. I think he'd learn the Roma defenders. Nemanja Matic uses his experience just to get his body in the way, take the contact.
Suso scored a lovely goal against Juventus in the semi-final. He's looked the player most likely. Matic is feeling it a bit as well now.
You don't want to lose him, Jose. He's had a good game, Matic, in there. A little bit of cramp, that's all. Hopefully he can shake it off.
this morning has been on the case of En-Nesyri all game, and I think largely he's won that battle, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Ibanez. There's Leonardo Spinazzola. Not really cleared very well. Pellegrini was able to get something on it, but so often extra time seems to just dribble away, doesn't it, without too much happening, like everybody knows it's going to be a shootout, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes there's something quite dramatic, like that Sheffield Wednesday game we were talking about at the weekend.
Yeah, you need to be brave, you need to throw men forward, you need to seize your opportunities, you need that little bit of quality.
We can assume that if it does go to penalties, Montiel will be one of the takers, having succeeded in the highest pressure at the World Cup final. Ocampos looking for En-Nesyri, it's too long for him.
Well, he needs more men to get forward though. Yes, it wasn't a great cross, of course it wasn't. But a lot of his midfielders didn't venture forward, didn't take the chance.
Sure, those Sevilla fans know that there is an amazing stat that Spanish clubs have won all 17 finals that they've contested since 2001 when they're playing a foreign team. Sevilla, 5 of them. I think it goes all the way back to Bayern Munich beating Valencia on penalties.
2001, Owen Hargreaves' team, yeah.
That was another game Geiska Mendieta was playing.
Yes, it was. Why do you keep having...
Well,
have you got something in for Geiska?
He's a great player, wasn't he? Scored a penalty in that final.
Yeah, he did, yeah. Bayern beat us in the semi-finals.
Yeah.
They were a very good team.
Oliver Kahn in goal was a Bayern hero that night in San Siro. It is an amazing run by the Spanish teams, though, isn't it? In finals, that. Years, Rekic being held back by Zalewski.
That was 2 yellow cards, that was.
So that yellow card means that Roma have got 6 now. That's the most any team have got in a Europa League final since it started in its present form.
Yeah, that's a clear one, as you like. Just in case you didn't see it, have a look at that one.
Has had a good game, hasn't he?
Yeah,
for Roma.
That's why he won't want to lose. And Jose, he's been so important in there, sitting in front of those defenders, cleaning everything up, getting in the way, using his experience.
Looks like he's coming up with another plan, though. Matic's 34 now from a Chelsea and Manchester United man. Of course, here comes the corner kick, which goes too far for everybody wearing a white shirt. Hopeful fall, but no submission from Anthony Taylor. And of course the goalkeepers know now, don't they, that they are likely to play a pretty big part in the drama. I don't know if they brought their water bottles with all the instructions about the penalty takers, a la Jordan Pickford.
It's all part and parcel now, that, Ian, isn't it? So we presume they've all done their homework.
Well, that's a different art form, isn't it, now? Because so many of the penalties are on tape to be looked at. So if you are a taker, you Need to have a couple of variations.
I was going to say that.
At least.
It only seems to work when you win the games, doesn't it? Because every goalkeeper has them all written down. Someone has to lose.
Well, that's the end of the first period of extra time, during which very little happened, truth to tell. As is so often the case, quarter of an hour away from a shootout. Confirmation of the 2 goals. Paulo Dybala nicely taken goal set up by Mancini, who later on conceded an own goal to put Sevilla level.
Yeah, so we know that 2 managers now got the last 15 minutes to usher some words of magic. Roma substitutes are trying to act as cheerleaders for their crowd. That's why there's a huge impetus of noise. Sevilla now trying to do the same.
Trying to lift their team over the line. Both sets of supporters here. They also serve who only sit and watch.
Yep. And we haven't had a lot to cheer about, have they, the Roma supporters, since the first half, since half-time. There's still 15 minutes to go, still somebody can stand up and be the hero.
Jose Mourinho came out there, didn't he, with a fresh diagram, like he's got a little plan here for the second 15 minutes. Well, he usually does have a plan, of course. Are they going to try something a little different?
I wouldn't have thought so. I think it's a diagram that says, don't let them score. I think that's all it says on it. And they haven't really ventured forward that much, have they, Roma, in the last, 60 minutes? So I can't believe there's some immortal words there. But anyway, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be mentally, they're going to have to stay strong. They're going to have to stay tough. They don't make mistakes. Don't make mistakes. That's the big thing. When fatigue sets in, and then you hope your forwards can produce some sort of magic.
I'm intrigued to know what was on those bits of paper. Or was that just one of his mind games?
He'll have done that at half-time, and he'll have done it at the end of full-time.
Diego Llorente, who joined in January from Leeds United, is going to come on. And so too Stefan El-Shaarawy, who's got 9 goals this season, including 3 in the last 3 games he's played. Spinazzola is off. And so too is the captain, Pellegrini, one of those who was on a yellow card. Long night in Budapest at the Puskás Arena. Ferenc Puskás used to be Alfredo Di Stefano's strike partner, didn't he, for your old club Real Madrid?
Yeah.
Back in the golden era, late 50s, early 60s. Scored 4 goals in the 1965 lot, and Di Stefano got 3 as they beat Eintracht Frankfurt 7-3 in Glasgow. Rekic. Rakitic to Lamela. It's fallen nicely for Rekic there. And Nasiri. Do with him in the middle, really, on the end of that. Montiel wants a return ball and gets it. Corner kick to Sevilla. Anything now likely to be decisive. Suso goes the other way this time. Out to Nemanja Gudel, he's going to hit one, but way wide.
Yeah, it's probably just fallen for the wrong type of people. Firstly, Fernando in normal time, and then Goodell, same way, pulls it to his left.
Something's got to give, hasn't it? Sevilla, the team who've never lost the Europa final, and Jose Mourinho, he's never lost one either.
No.
One or the other will be beaten by the time they're through here tonight. Zalewski. Here's Gonzalo Montiel. Rakitic sure to be among the penalty takers, you would think. Should it come to that? Odds are that it will, but there may be another kind of drama. Lamela might be one of those to provide it. Carries on with his run. And the referee pulls the play back with Ibanez down to give the free kick to Roma.
Yeah, he's given it as I think for an elbow on Lamela, who had the ball and was driving forwards. I think he was probably fortunate. I think he was just trying to shrug him off. That was okay. Yes, a bit of a follow through by Matic. Lamela was unfortunate.
It always looks worse in slow motion, doesn't it?
See there, that one he's given for that. He's going to give him a yellow card as well.
And this will mean a few more minutes being added on. He's won this with Porto, he's won it with Manchester United in 2017. Is he going to do it here in 2023? Lamela's confirmation of his yellow card in that latest incident.
He's still shaking his head. I think he does catch Ibanez in the face. I think there is a little bit of blood there, but as a forward, when you're running with the ball and you're expecting a challenge, you just try and hold people off. Anthony Taylor's decided that he thought he's elbowed him.
There's 3 yellows for Sevilla. Rakitic, Rafa Mir, who was booked for his antics on the bench when he wasn't even on the pitch earlier on. And now Lamela.
You see, he's not looking at Ibanez. He's just holding him. It's not really an elbow, it's just an arm, isn't it? He catches him. I think he was unfortunate, to be honest.
Well, Anthony Taylor saw it differently.
Yeah, it's his prerogative, no problem with that.
Is he going to do it again? Jose Mourinho, past his 60th birthday now, 5 European trophies. A record he shares with Giovanni Trapattoni. And he says he's got no plans to retire. More jobs on the way. Will it be at Roma next season, though? There's going to be a good 3 or 4 minutes added on for this.
Oh, easy,
at the end of the extra time. I think by the end of this, Anthony Taylor will be able to speak fluent Italian.
Be able to understand all the swear words, won't he?
He's been involved in a number of conversations, put it that way, hasn't he? Has to be said, though, that some of those Roma protests didn't fall on deaf ears.
No.
The penalty decision reversed. Big moment in the tie. Here's Belotti off Goodell for a corner. Zalewski's going to take it. Can they come up with a trophy-winning goal from a set piece? Very deep.
Yeah, good header by Goodell.
There's a bit of an element of let's take no chances now.
Not wrong, Ian. Diego Llorente didn't want to try and pass the ball forwards, just thought safe, back to the goalkeeper.
Montiel. Rekik to play it forward, Lamela inside. Rakitic picks up in the series, but he couldn't make it stick. Jose Mourinho wanted the action to restart quickly for Roma, but it doesn't.
Yeah, Cristante was down. It's a wall of attrition now, isn't it, between them? Last man standing.
So it goes on extra time, a kind of phony war feel about it, unless somebody has got some magic they can produce. Zalewski tries the long throw this time. Smalling's header. Serie 1, that Lamela to latch onto it here. It's a good run. Smalling got a block in. He's had a good game back there tonight, Chris Smalling. Fernando. Montiel with the latest cross. There have been several from Sevilla, mostly adroitly handled by the Roma defence. Suso. Goodell. Rakitic. Easily cleared by Roma, just sitting back.
Yeah, Matic has gone down now.
I've heard the idea floated by one or two people that maybe extra time should be dispensed with and go straight to penalties at the end of 90. What do you think?
I've got no problem with that, to be very honest. Extra time is always a bit of a damn squib, really, isn't it? Once it gets to this position, as I mentioned before, there's very little chances taken. Everybody plays safe. I think the general public the neutral wants penalties only for that bit of drama and that bit of excitement, so why not?
Yeah, I wasn't proposing it, I was just floating the debate.
I agree, you know. These two teams have got games at the weekends. Imagine if there was something incredibly important on those two games at the weekend in the league. It's not ideal, is it, playing this game then going to a league game? So I think it certainly should be looked at.
as it is, neither of the league games there of too much importance.
No.
Roma can't make the top 4 now. They've had a bit of a dreadful run in Serie A. Winless in 7 games, in fact, in the league. But probably their minds on this.
Well, it looks like the Man United is going to come off. Even more time added by Anthony Taylor. We'll be here till tomorrow. What time are we here? Only 20 to 12, so...
Unless, of course, he's one of the proposed penalty takers. Matic is waiting to come back on. He doesn't want to go off.
He has to go off and he can't let him on while the ball's there.
10 against 11 for the moment. Matic is back on. Suso to Montiel. Suso hasn't been shot shy since he got out there. Early ball from Lamela, and a free kick will be given for Roma.
Yeah, it was a free kick actually. Lescott as well, just gets his body back in front of Rekic.
Roma haven't been in a European penalty shootout since 2009. Champions League round of 16 game against Arsenal. They lost that.
Matic is down again.
Yeah. Has been a bit of a non-event, frankly, the extra time.
Yeah, more arguing on the bench.
Michael Oliver has had his ear bent all night over there.
He needs some earmuffs, I think, Michael Oliver.
Well, I wonder if it's possible to maybe separate the 4th official away from all that chat that goes on the sidelines. Just a little away, somewhere he can do the substitutions, away from having his ear bent by the managers. I mean, it's a big debating point, not for now, of course, but this has been pretty ugly, frankly, tonight. It really has.
And we don't. Jose's just got a yellow card now, and we don't say that because we're English and things like that. But certain nationalities, win by all costs someday, and if you can get an inch and get a yellow card or get somebody sent off or anything, they feel that's an edge, and I understand that. It's just in a final like this with the 2 teams we've got, we just don't need it. It's been really unseemly.
Yeah, because I think everybody understands it's a passion play. The stakes are high. There's a place in next season's Champions League, which is worth a lot of money to both clubs at stake. But it hasn't been that edifying a spectacle, if we're honest with you, this. Eduardo Bove, the local boy, who's from Rome, got the winner in the semi-final game against Bayer Leverkusen, the big goal. A lot of people thought he might be starting tonight. He's on now, very late on. Meanwhile, Suso for Sevilla.
We've got another 6 minutes in of injury time to play.
Miscue really by Cristante. One or 2 tired legs and minds out there now, understandably enough. Because this has been quite bruising, isn't it, as well? Miscued clearance. Bove trying to help it on. Six minutes, of which we've had just over 1. Could be something here for Sevilla if they get it right. They couldn't find Endesiri with the cross. Suso to play it back in again. Endesiri did win the header, but couldn't get any kind of power or dynamism onto it.
He was surrounded by Roma players, and they do really well here. It's Cristante just pulls his foot away, thankfully. Doesn't give Anthony Taylor a decision to make. And as the ball comes in by Suso, just it's up in the air. Gives the defenders an opportunity to put En-Nesyri off. Mancini did well.
There's Andrea Bellotti, stopped by Nemanja Gudel. Quite a few of these Sevilla players looking to win this competition for the second time.
Yeah, that was a foul by Lamela. Just got a bit carried away. He's given Roma the opportunity. Another yellow card by Jordan on the Sevilla bench. He's given Roma the opportunity to get one into the penalty area.
We'll have to check afterwards. I'm not sure, frankly, how many of the coaching staff. Jose Mourinho got one, didn't he? To add to his 5 yellows that he's got in Italy already this season. Now then, here's Roma with a very, very late free kick, which Zalewski plays in. Up towards Cristante, who won the header. Bodies strewn around the penalty area. Gudel is one of them, I think it might be Ibanez again.
Yeah.
Once again,
another yellow card there, Ian.
And for about the 25th time tonight, players surrounding the referee Mike. I would be surprised. I'd be interested to talk to Anthony Taylor after this game. He can't have had many harder games to officiate than this.
Him and Michael Oliver. I mean, they're looking at it whether it's a penalty. We'll have to see the replay. So much was going on. Obviously, it's onside, isn't it? And then it's just the coming together between
Gudel and Ibanez.
Yes, yeah. I think it's fine. There's the 3 you can see. Gudel, you're looking round. It's fine. He's not going to give a penalty for that. An injury time of extra time, no chance.
That's not going to be seen as a serious error on the wrong decision, on the original decision.
But it is a foul, I think, for Roma on the far side of the pitch in the midst of everything going on.
And the long night continues. It was Montiel who got the yellow card amid all of that.
Yeah, and that +6 will change now to +8, +9, +10.
Takes us up to 10 yellow cards among the players tonight. One certainly for Mourinho, and a couple of others handed out.
Oh yeah, I think at least three of the staff have been done. A couple of the substitute bench of Sevilla have been done. And it's like bingo. It's just ridiculous.
Almost quicker to tell you who hasn't.
Who hasn't been
put together.
And he's been in the wars, hasn't he? Ibanez.
He limps away. So I'm told the figure is 12 yellow cards if you include the substitutes and the one handed out to Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, but there's definitely more because their staff. Mourinho's number 2 got booked. And somebody else got booked on the bench as well. You've got at least 3 of the staff got booked.
We'll do a full count later.
It'll take a while.
It's a lot anyway. There's going to be a lot more to play once everybody's back up on their feet again here as well.
It looks like Marcao's coming on for Sevilla as well. Right in injury time, whether he's going to be a penalty taker here.
The Brazilian defender Marcao, I think they probably want Gudel to have taken one, but he's moving a bit gingerly. Tough character, of course, the Serbian.
Yeah, now the Roma bench are remonstrating with the fourth official because Ibanez has come off and they want to go back on for the free kick.
Goodell's coming off, can't carry on.
No.
Marcal to replace him in central defence. I think it's simply that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just putting another defender in rather than with the penalties in mind. So we are moments away from a penalty shootout, but we're not quite there.
Yeah. If you look at the touchline, there's no way they can carry on this game yet.
These closing stages have been played out a little bit like some of those NBA playoff games where there are timeouts and the clock never quite ticks round to the end.
It looks like Fernando's coming off as well, Ian. There he is. And Jordan's going on, who's already been booked.
Trying to hold down the central midfield player who's had his injury problems, otherwise he might have even been in the starting lineup tonight. And the first thing he's got to do is defend this free kick.
Yeah, they're not letting Ibanez go back on because he's come off the field injured. Of course, Goodell's come off because he's substituted. Jose's not particularly happy.
After a very long delay, free kick to Roma. Michael Sevilla keep their concentration here defending this. And it goes there and it's punched away by Bono. With Mancini trying to close in. Down goes Ibanez again. Campos had something to say there. Anthony Taylor's going to book him as well. The list grows.
Touch by... It's Lamella again. Gets his body across and takes Ibanez out. Make sure it's a foul, and there's another good position. Zaleski again with a number of set pieces, hasn't really got the quality. Can he do it now when we're way into injury time?
Well, nearly 10 minutes of it now. So added time of World Cup-like proportions, but with good reason. Long injury. Another chance for Roma to maybe conjure up something late on here. Zalewski's going to deliver this. Good defending again.
It was a good ball. I don't know whether Cristante gets something on it first, but certainly Sevilla defender behind him heads it clear.
All Roma and his closing stages. Zalewski with another one. Chris Smalling with the looping header, which hits the bar and bounces out again. Not sure Bono really appreciated how close that was.
No, once it hits the bar, it could go anywhere. Force to Cristante, he can't control it.
Well, that was very nearly a moment of glory for Chris Smalling. Here's Campos. Now Montiel, and the whistle does go. It will be a penalty shootout after a very, very long night here. We're nearly into midnight. It will be past midnight by the time we're done with the shootout. But for the moment, as you look at that Smalling header again, which bounces back off the bar right at the end of the extra time, it is 1-1 between Sevilla and Roma after extra time in this final, and the penalty shootout is coming up. Lucas Ocampos to take the first one. He has scored one in this stadium in the Super Cup against Bayern Munich in the past. And scores that one nonchalantly.
Yeah, cool as you like. And as you can probably see, Rakitic won the coin cost twice, decided to take the penalties first and in front of his home fans.
Yeah, they won both the coin tosses. Which choice of them? Yeah, Brian Cristante for Roma. No Dybala to take one, no Tammy Abraham to take one, no Pellegrini, who's a regular penalty taker as well. Sevilla one up with Ocampos, Cristante up against Bono, the Sevilla goalkeeper. Levels it, great penalty.
Yeah, pressure was on. Cristante smashes it home, really good penalty. Loads of mental strength. Goalkeeper diving the right way. Lamela.
Yeah, Eric Lamela, the former Tottenham Hotspur player.
Left-footed.
Scorer of a big goal in the semi-final. And the scorer there as well.
Yeah, again, like Cristante, just whips it round.
Lovely penalty, really, wasn't it? Yeah, tucked in the corner. Placement perfect. Next Roma penalty.
Yeah, Mancini's had a good game, actually.
Much involved. Own goal as well. Oh, and it's saved! The legs of Bono do the job. Advantage Sevilla.
Yeah, very little thought from Mancini, unfortunately. Just hit it as hard as you can down the middle.
Looks like Ivan Rakitic is walking forward next for Sevilla. We now know that if they put the rest of the penalties in, the trophy will be theirs once more. Couldn't have anybody more experienced taking it. Up against Rui Patricio. Scores. You knew he would, really.
Yeah, he's been there before, hasn't he, this fella? Handles the pressure really well as the skipper. Just pulls it into that near post, whipping it round with his right foot.
And that cranks up the penalty pressure on Roma. It's always that bit tougher when you're going second. Ibanez is going to take this next one. Bearing the scars of battle as well. Absolutely crucial this now. And he's made a mess of it. Off the post and out. 3-1 Sevilla lead.
And this is it, and look who's stepping up, Ian. It's Montiel. It's written in the stars, or is it?
And this to win it.
Yes.
Him again. Gonzalo Montiel, the man whose penalty clinched the World Cup for Argentina back in December against France. Talk about lightning striking twice.
What I would say briefly, Ian, I think Bono gets a fingertip to that last penalty. But anyway, this could be the winner.
This to give Sevilla a record 7th win in the Europa Cup. And he's saved! This time Montiel doesn't score, and Roma stay alive.
The pressure continues, opens his body up. We're going to have a look at this penalty. See if Rui Patricio does anything. He bounces out, doesn't he, before it's taken. He's taking it again, Ian. They're taking it again.
Wow, that's a big call, isn't it? That is a big call.
Wow, what a moment. What a moment.
The interview afterwards, I think, with Jose Mourinho is going to be interesting. Encroachment decided by the VAR. So Montiel, once again, he's off the hook. He's got another chance here to win it all for Sevilla. And this time he does! They've done it again! Magnificent 7 for Sevilla. Again coming from behind. Clinch it on penalties. Roma's hearts are broken. Mourinho is beaten at last in a European final. And it arrived amid plenty of drama with the retaken penalty kick. But what do you know about this business? Gonzalo Montiel has done it and won the World Cup from a shootout, and he's done it again at the second time of asking for Sevilla.
Incredible scenes.
It's going to be a long night. They come from the hottest city in Europe, Sevilla, and once again in this competition they've proved pretty hot again. Sevilla, for the 7th time, winners of the Europa League. The amazing story continues.